So could this be one of the scariest open world games ever made? Welcome to Hunt Showdown, an open world game that allows players known as hunters to team up in groups to take down huge monstrosities while fending off other hunters. And oh yeah, there's plenty of zombie-like creatures roaming around the open world too. It's a game set in a creepy Louisiana open world setting with PvE and PvP multiplayer. So yeah, I'm going to be playing some dev diaries in a moment for you guys, just in case you missed it, but there were some brand new ones recently posted about the weapons of the game. But you may have heard of Crytek Studios, the talent behind Crysis, of course. Well, Crytek is doing things a little bit different this time, taking us to the 1890s with some very steampunk type weapons. And these weapons look so good, by the way, and there's some really unique stuff in there. Plus, you know, the environment itself is really cool. I cannot wait to roam around this Louisiana setting. Now, like Battlegrounds, Hunt Showdown is all about teamwork and working together, and like Battlegrounds, matches can last roughly around 20 to 40 minutes. And there's great risk in everything you do, and you can lose everything if you die. You'll be hunting down bosses and monsters like huge grotesque spiders by following their tracks. But remember, other players are also hunting down these tracks too, so you may actually bump into them along the way. Now, the game uses this really cool voice proximity feature, so you have to stay close to your friendlies in order for them to hear you. Now, if you venture too far from them, they won't be able to hear you anymore. You'll be shouting out to them. But if you shout too much and you near an enemy, they will pick up on what you are saying. So there's great risk in just communicating with your friends, so you've been warned. Now, the game seems to be always punishing to you, though. Defeating a boss signals other players that you've gotten the loot, and they have the chance to take it from you. The biggest draw of the game, for me at least, again, is the setting and the atmosphere. I really love this, and the horror elements of sticking together and surviving huge spiders or other creatures of the underworld is extremely appealing, while fending off against these other players, these other hunters that are after the big prize. You know, lately it seems like there's been a lot of games focused on color and vibrancy, which is really cool. That's fine, but it's kind of nice to see you know, something creepier, something darker like Hunt Showdown. And you're probably wondering when the game is releasing and what platforms it'll be available on. Well, it'll start out on PC, and the dev team plans getting players in early. This could mean anything like an alpha, beta, or both, or even an early access program. They haven't announced anything in particular, but it looks like they really do want to get players in early before the actual official release. Let's just say I think a lot of us are dying to get our hands on this one for sure. Anyway, here's the most recent developer diary from the developers. I've also included a link to their other video diaries as well, so be sure to check that out, guys. And remember to subscribe for more Hunt Showdown and other open world games. But guys, here it is. Enjoy.
We were absolutely sure, of course, of the time frame where our game would play, so in 1890, more or less. That era defined the technology level that we could access. Although guns are really important in our game, they have to fit into the whole package. We took our time to get the art direction right, the dirtiness, the grittiness of Hunt. And if it's a real weapon, you really dive into the model, you do your research about the history of the gun, you grab a lot of reference. While with a more fictional design that we also have, of course, there comes more artistic freedom. We'd start with a really simple gray box thing so the designers can play around with it, balance it out, maybe find out if the weapon is really the right thing for our game. Maybe we drop it at that point. But if the concept is proven, we do more detailed white boxes where all the movable parts of a weapon are present. And that's usually the point where I are in close connection to the animators and I explain to them, okay, this gun is moving and functioning this way. From there, it's more improving and detailing out those white boxes. We add successively more detail until the shippable quality. We imagine the hunters being also craftsmen who build their tools to their needs. They are handy in inventing traps and devices. Sticky bombs, for example, We have a modular system, so we have a spiked sticky bomb frame that we can combine with different charges. The concertina, which is a barbed wire bomb to prevent enemy movement. And that's a lot of fun. It's basically changing the shape of the battlefield. My favorite weapon to work on was the Mosin Nagant rifle. We have like really nice sound design on the weapon. The animations are already quite nice. And when you take some shots at enemies, for example, the payoff from each shot is really there. The weapons list and the weapon cast that we have, that we would like to have in the game, is really huge. So there's a lot of stuff going in. And a lot of weapons that people don't know about, even weapons that I didn't know about existed before I joined the team. People can be curious about what will be in the final game.
Achieved with CryEngine.